What a beautiful canyon, guys. It's so tight in this place. Oops, guys, what a beautiful village. See that view, guys. This is Greece, guys. Always so beautiful. But in today's video I'll show you Tucson. That's right, Hyundai Tucson, the last version. Here it is. It's a premium with 19-inch wheels, 223, and it's dirty as shit because we went to Balos yesterday. If you don't know, this is very beautiful beach here. Look at this Tucson, guys. I very much like this LED when it whites during the night. It's like cathedral going towards you. Here are the headlights and pretty much beautiful hood, guys, and it is white as bird shit. And you can see that it's dirty already. The luggage department, okay, before going POV with this car, I'm showing you the luggage department. It's full of stuff which I don't need, but you can see it has pretty much good space, around 600 liters, somewhere around there, to put all your things which you don't need, of course. And it has button because it's a premium, and it has hole in the roof, of course, and it's black hole in the roof. Okay, so with this good beginning of the video, let's see some parts of the car. So this is enough, guys. Let's go and POV drive it. I'll share some information about the fuel consumption. This is a hybrid version, 230 horsepower, 4x4 H-Track version, 1.6 turbo engine with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. That's right, it is not DCT, double clutch transmission. It has this keyless opening, and let's go. And we're inside, guys. Welcome screen on Hyundai. Let's POV drive it, guys. It has Parktronics, rear camera, all kind of stuff to protect you from hitting something. It has auto warnings and auto stop if you're about to hit something. So pretty safe car. See that buttons: D for forward, R for reverse, neutral, P parking electronic, choosing of the terrain and drive mode, sport and eco, and ventilation, heating, wheel heating, hill, going downhill, Parktronic, and cameras. You can see a lot of different cameras, but let's drive. Okay, we're going uphill. This video, guys, I'll show you some consumption. Android Auto works with a cable if you connect your phone. In our case it's Android. It works with Waze, with Google Maps, and some other apps, but you need a cable. It's not wireless. You can have Bluetooth audio wireless with Bluetooth, but not the Android Auto. I don't know why they have not made it wireless in such pretty much expensive car. I am on D now, on drive mode selected. With this little selector I can go on sport or eco mode. We'll drive in eco mode now. The car will to, especially when you go uphill, to rev higher and to put one gear down, to always be ready to forward. So it's pretty responsive car for such SUV size. 1.7 ton, around 7.5 from 0 to 100, and on the original data sheet they say around 8 point something, but it's 1 second less. We're in Greece, guys. See that olive pickup truck. So pretty much, if you want to be fuel efficient, you have to use the EV mode. You can see here on the right the battery, how much I have. I don't know if you see, but it's charged when you're driving on petrol, and you can discharge it. For example, if the road is pretty flat or with little downhill, you can use the EV mode. Even on some slight uphills. Let's go. Of course, when you forward it, it's always using both, and the petrol mainly as the most powerful unit. As you can see, when you are going uphill non-stop, the fuel economy is awful, around 15, 16, 20. This is a petrol car after all, not a diesel. Since refueling I got 7.1 liter, and accumulated info, this is since beginning of my journey, it's 3.6k, 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers. So these are the numbers, and you'll see now during the journey how will this drive information update. These tourists, they never know where to put their cars. And I always have to be the guy who make road for the others. Okay, pretty nice steering wheel with all the buttons, really easy and accessible. Shifters here, really cool to touch. We'll talk about shifters later and how efficient or not are they. So now I'm running on EV. You have to be gentle on the pedal, and you're in EV mode. You don't have to throw your foot on the pedal hard, because otherwise you'll go in with petrol mode and it will not be so fuel efficient. Thank you. And while you are in EV mode, the car runs without charging you any petrol, and you can see that my fuel consumption starts to normalize. The steering wheel is normal, pretty responsive. I feel the car, and in sport mode it got harder. For such kind of SUV is pretty much adequate steering, and the steering feel is nice with these sport parts here. You have to stay in eco mode in order to be maximal economy, but like this. And it loves holding some speed or gaining speed really slow in order to be fuel efficient. So it's really cool when you see a good part of the road to accelerate a little bit, maybe more dynamically, and then leave the car to run with a very little gas or EV, and that's how you are efficient. And use the downhills to charge the battery. This guy with this motor is turning like a bus. Okay guys, we drive now and see how this fuel consumption will change. The car has a comfort ride, a lot of features in this premium mode, as you can see, and it's pretty comfort ride. Of course, if you are on some bumpy, you can feel, because of the big wheels, 19-inch wheels, and small tires, 55 as a height, you can feel the bumps, but other than that, if the road is good, car is very comfortable and the materials are good. Let's drive it. And you can see 12 kilometers we had some downhill after the uphill, so our fuel consumption normalized, and we have 4.4 liter with this 1.7 ton car so far. But of course we drive with 60-70 kilometers. This is the most economical speed, of course. When we go now to the open road, to the something like highway, you see the real consumption, and we'll talk again. Now we are in the city, and in the city, if you have from the extra urban some battery, you can very nice use it while cruising with 40-50 in the city. But now it's uphill, I don't have much battery. If you have more than half, it's more likely to use the battery. And when you stop, when I push the pedal, it starts charging, going down the charging, and it depends how hard you push the brake pedal. It charges more, and at the end it stops. It charges at the maximum speed, and then it uses more the brakes after that. So you should avoid hard braking in order to be more effective and to, of course, to charge, to fully use the stopping power to charge back. So it's pretty good idea of charging when you're downhill or when you are using the brake pedal, so that the energy can be brought back to the battery so that you can use it next time you're cruising or maintaining speed. So 4.6 here because we engage the petrol engine from time to time, and it's stop start here in the traffic of the city. Car is medium size, so sometimes in small streets can be tricky, but a lot of cameras, so it's not hard to park it. This bicycle, let's go. Of course it has collision warnings. Sometimes they are annoying, but they protect you from crashing by mistake. Let's go drive now to collect some more information and data about this Tucson or Tucson. Why do they miss the letter? Why do they put letter in the name if you have to miss it when saying it? So it should be Tucson. And we continue our drive, and soon we will be on the highway, but it's already on a road that we can go with around 70-80 from time to time. And we have 5.7 and 25 kilometers already for 30 minutes. So 50 kilometers average speed with 50.6 liter. So guys, now on the highway I'll tell you about the numbers you can expect when driving a Hyundai Tucson. Of course, if it's only front wheel drive, you can expect maybe around half liter difference below that numbers which I'll share with you, because as you know, here we have a rear axle and four-wheel drive, but the car is often running of course on front-wheel drive, and you can check that in this menu here. When you push the pedal, you see where exactly is the power going, and now it's going to the front wheel. So when you're going with a stable speed, with one speed without accelerating too much, it's always using the front wheels and not sending too much to the rear ones. Now sending to the rear, from time to time it sends also to the front, but you have attention level, so it actually follows my face and see if I'm going to sleep, if I should drink coffee or whatever. Sometimes this doesn't work very well because I am often asleep, obviously. So 5.3 about the fuel efficiency, guys. Of course, as every car, around 70-80 is the most fuel efficient speed, depending on the surface. You have to use the surface when it's flat to just use one speed, steady speed, and when it's downhill you can little bit accelerate and use this downhill to charge your battery to get more speed. And when uphill you have to be easy on the pedal in order not to waste too much petrol. That's how you drive economy, and you should try to use your EV mode as much as possible and to preserve as much as possible EV. That means that when you are on EV mode, you shouldn't get too much on the pedal, you shouldn't waste too much EV. This is of course if you want to be fuel efficient in this hybrid car. And due to having electric motor, this car accelerates much easier and much effortless compared to the 180 horsepower just petrol unit, which is mild hybrid. But here we have around 50-60 horsepower electric motor. You see how people move to the right line? That's how they do it in Greece, and you can overtake everywhere. Okay, so 5.5 around the fuel efficiency. If you drive with 80 to 90 kilometers in that range, depending on the surface, but in long term you have around 5.4, 5.5 to 5.6 liter per 100. This is with this H-Track hybrid version. And no matter if you use the air condition, there will be almost no difference, because as you know, the air condition is not driven by a belt, so it doesn't hurt the fuel economy, or at least it's not noticeable. And if you go faster, for example around 95, 100, you may get close to 5.8 to 6 liter per 100 and above, guys. As this is an SUV car and the wind starts taking it, it's fuel. And actually if you go faster than 100 you have drastically worse figures. So if you want to drive fast with low fuel economy, that will be the diesel cars, guys, not the SUV petrol ones. So with that car it's reasonable to go around 100, 120 maximum, but the number starts to grow really fast after that, and you can go to 6.5, 7 liter when you go around 120, 130, and 140. I don't have enough data, but around 7.5 maybe to 8, depending on where you drive. If you drive too much uphill, so you go in the between 7 and 8 liter per 100 with highway speeds. So for a big SUV that's not too much, but people when buying hybrid they expect lower numbers, but you don't get much benefit of the hybrid when you drive above 100 kilometers. You just don't get so much fuel economy. But the car can run in EV mode even with 120, 130 kilometers if you are with steady speed. So that's my update about the highway, what you can expect from highway consumption. Now it's uphill. In the city you can get between 5, 6 and 8 depending on how you drive, how much battery you have, and so on. So let's say on average 6.5 to 7 liter in the city. So this is where the hybrid system really works, because if it's only without this battery pack and electricity, it will maybe be around 10 to 12 in the city. So you save around 5-6 liters in the city, and extra urban you don't save so much, but you save some, maybe 1-2 liters too, compared to the pure petrol one. We drove with around 90, 80, 90, 95 maximum, and we got 5.6 so far on our journey, 56 kilometers already, almost 1 hour. So this is a real life fuel consumption. And we have a camera, guys, here, and look how Greece made it cool. They made this downhill and put 60 just before the camera, so that you get a nice picture with a fine while you were driving with 80, 90 and so on. Yeah, so this is the downhill 60 here, and we have a speed camera on our Waze, so it's nice. You can connect your Waze and watch for speed cameras. The car is pretty quiet inside. About the wind noise on the highway, you don't need to worry about it, because this car has a very good noise isolation, and even at higher speed it still feels protected. You still feel inside. Well, it's not like super premium, but it's very good, and compared to the other medium ranked automakers, and for SUV of this size it's very good isolated from noise, I mean wind noise. Of course you can hear the engine sometimes. That may be some concern with you if you don't like to hear the engine, but you just get used to this low RPM EV mode, and from time to time if you push the pedal you can start hearing the 4-cylinder doing its job, and that's when you actually can say it's noisy. But you can see that if you use normal accelerating speed, you're not hearing much the engine. You have to really for it, or if it's really uphill, to hear actually the engine, and you are saying, wow, this car has an engine. I didn't notice so far that. So 5.5 liters, and the pull is really nice. From 40, 60, 80, the pull is really cool because of this electric, and this actually gives you a nice acceleration power even when you don't see too much. You can prepare your shift with this plus and minus pads here and be ready and accelerate. Even in eco mode you can use this. For example, if I want lower gear now, I just put here 5th gear, 4th gear. Yeah, it's not whiting fast, but this is automatic gearbox. The suspension, as you know, is on Tucson is pretty much made more for comfort. On Moose test, if you watch this car Moose test, when you on Moose test, you know they are doing left, right, and trying to hold the car with around 70 kilometers. The car is acting pretty good. The systems are adequate. Of course, it's somewhere in the average. It's not bad like Toyota RAV4, but there are of course better cars which are stiffer. And if you want the same version of the car but stiffer, more sportier, you get Kia Sportage there, but you may get a stiffer ride, of course. But Kia Sportage has a better Moose test result, maybe with 1, 2, 5, 3 kilometers. You can watch the Moose test of these cars and see, and it depends if it's plug-in hybrid, if it's hybrid, because you know the extra battery pack is heavier, so the plug-in will be heavier and probably the handling will suffer, because here we have around 100 kilograms of batteries only, so it's not too much, and it's down below underneath, so it's not up and it's not hiring our gravity center, so it's fine. It's some balance, you know. So here we are driving this second type of road with 2 lanes. As I told you, if you accelerate too much going in the left lane, you will ruin easily your fuel consumption, but if you do it from time to time, yeah, it will be still fine. As you can see, 5.6 liter. But after we start crossing the island, because we are in the island of Crete, you see that the fuel consumption will be bad, because we will go uphill, and there we can try the sport mode and get some RPM out of this Hyundai. But we are going pretty relaxed now. And guys, we enter in the middle of the island where the roads start to climb on the mountain, and we got some twisty roads, guys. We love twisty roads. The guys who love driving will always admit that they love twisty road. So you listen now. I'm holding the pedal now, and it's doing this. Come on, change the gear. Okay, I have to release the pedal, put little more, and you can actually activate EV mode by doing this. If you have enough battery and you want to use it, for example, you decide that I want to use the battery, you lift your pedal, a foot of the pedal, and put little bit of gas, and it start going EV mode. Okay, my wife wants to go faster. So 5.3 liters, it was 5.2 or 5.1 during the last 90 kilometers, but now you guys see how this will be ruined completely. 1 hour and 30 minutes almost I've been driving with speed limits and little bit above maybe, but I've reached my 5.2 with this Hyundai Tucson. So now we continue straight. The next 40 kilometers, Google says 1 hour. Let's see how this will go. We are going through the small beautiful villages and some hills and mountains in front of us. You see the petrol station. What's the price here in Greece? 1.9, around 1.9 euro for the petrol 95, and 1.6 euro or 1.5 something for the diesel one. So diesel is much more cheaper here than the petrol. Guys, we are driving on some 1 lane almost road through the mountain. It's 6 liters per 100 already our average, because we consume like hell here. And 1/4 is in front of us and we cannot overtake it here. Look at that beautiful nature here. Like we're at the end, in the end of the world somewhere. Amazing, nice road. Still no holes. Let's hope there will be no holes and Google will not show us such road to continue. Because we are not having our Toyota Land Cruiser with us. Okay, we go up. Beautiful roads everywhere, guys. A lot of mountain passing roads which are really breathtaking and nice to drive for car enthusiasts. But when you have someone like this Ford, it's all gone, guys. You cannot drive fast. You have to be aware of falling rocks here, because it can hurt your body and car tire. Ford is not here already, so we enter sport mode. On sport mode, car stiffens the steering wheel, reaction of the pedal becomes more aggressive. Am I filming? Here on this road you will have to be aware that always can something come, like a truck, like a bus, so you have to be careful. Of course, potholes, golds, not so likely for golds because we are not so high. It becomes red. This is configurable. You can drive on the red setting of the dash all the time if you want, but normally it's configured when you're in sport to give you more sporty feeling. These red colors. You can use here the pedals to enjoy the ride. Of course, the pedals shifters are not very fast because it's automatic and they're not reacting like this tup, tup, next gear, and they are like, okay, I'll change to next gear, okay, the previous gear, not now, after a while. That's how actually it worked, but pretty nice to control without a gear shifter and to choose your desired gear. Very beautiful road. The car feels, it's not a nimble car, it's not small car after all, not so stiff. At the corners you can feel some floating, but it's not too much. Body roll is not too much, guys, and the road becomes more and more beautiful. We don't know where this road will lead us. I mean, let's hope that until the water, the road will be like this. So the thing I like about Hyundai Tucson and this drivetrain is that, yeah, the slow shifting and so on, there are some things that I don't like, but the response, the nice response of the electric motor and the petrol turbo motor, because you have a, you have a turbo lag, but when you have an electric motor, you actually skip that turbo lag because the car is ready to go on every gear, on every RPM, just engaging the electric motor and just until the turbo kicks in. It's amazing road, gas. You hear now the engine at around 5.K is where the turbo is out. I mean, it has given all it can, so there is no much need to rev it above 6, although the red line is a 6.5. actually the car's lowers its acceleration. My life is relaxed when she saw what is the road next. So now left. This guy is also wondering, where should I go? But we go down, guys, we go down. Now we can use the paddles and the brakes and the gears to lower down and to not overheat the brakes, because the brakes of the hybrids I don't think are good enough for those twisty cannon roads. You hear the noise of the engine now, holding my gear. Beautiful flowers everywhere, Khaleesi Kia or something like that. We're entering some small village, guys. Ooh, the road almost disappeared. so tiny, and at some point it can become for a pipe. Left. Here the Greece villages are always very interesting with that tiny places where you can really crash with the other car coming, so you should be extremely careful and aware of this. But nice houses here, however. The engine noise is not the best of the automotive world, but it at least has a petrol engine, not as an electric silence. However, as a critic, Hyundai could have made more beautiful sound. I don't know, in N-Line is it different? Someone with N-Line can say if somehow the engine is different in sport motor. I don't know. if the exhaust is the same. Okay, we go here, we go, second. Woo! Okay, some more driving, guys, on this beautiful road to see the mountain. 6.5 liters already. You see how a 100 almost kilometer run can be ruined in 20 kilometers with almost 1 liter and more by driving in sport. Well, you hear the electric motor whining. Wait for me. Okay, I have stopped here. Okay, and we go right? Yeah, we go right. Beautiful, beautiful. We are in some canyon. You see, canyon run. What a beautiful canyon, guys. It's so tight in this place. Second gear and this beautiful turn. Only the driver is happy about this turn, not the passenger. I see some aqua. These guys, they don't give you space. Woo, we are going through the canyon. Hold on, guys. Ooh, we stop here. Maybe there is a one car only road. And our fun ends here with these bus, guys. But look at that beautiful view. So Hyundai Tucson is able to do canyon runs, is able to enjoy you because it has some power, it's new and everything is stiff. Yeah, the suspension is more for comfort, it's not for sporty guys. This is what sporty guys can lack, but on sport, the steering is pretty direct, maybe on average, but it's not bad at all. It's not electric when you don't feel everything from the wheels. It can be improved too, but it's pretty nice. So I can enjoy in that car. And with pedals, when you get used to shifting the gears and this delay, when you get used to it, it's also fine. Body roll is not too much, and the suspension gives you some thrill, and yeah, the power and acceleration is something really nice. However, it doesn't develop much around 4 or 5K. I expect more boom, but it doesn't happen in this heavy car. Guys, it always ends good when it ends in such taverna with a nice view, guys. So Greece has a lot of this, and it has a very nice rating in Google. So we enjoy that view with a beer. See you in the next video. Subscribe for more car drive and car guy things. Bye, guys.